use, all praise to the Most High. Fair use, 1976 Fair Use Act. We are attempting to show you the illegal behavior of police officer policing sovereign citizens. We are sovereign citizens. They know it. They know we are sovereign citizens for one reason. I can give you an explanation why they know we're sovereign citizens, because we asked them for reparations, right? For our ancestors that worked for 500 years without any pay. They were enslaved. And what was their response to us, modern people? They said that they had to investigate, and we had to prove that they had us in captivity. The majority of the people, black people, have to prove that they had us in captivity. I mean that they had our ancestors in slavery. So evidently, they have evidence. The white Native Americans have evidence that they were enslaved, walked the trail of tears, and they have been violated by this United States so-called government corporation. But they asked us, they said, you have to prove, all you black people in this North America have to prove that we violated your ancestors. What does that say? That says that there were some people here on this land that did not go into captivity. We're occupied. We are a land occupied. So that type of captivity, yeah, we are. But we did not work for them. They didn't have us in chains. All right, some of our ancestors. There are some people that was here that look like us, right? They look like us. So what does that make us? That makes us indigenous to this land from our ancestry. We don't have to prove that they had us in slavery. They have to prove that they had us in slavery. Why? Because if they can't prove that they had my ancestors in slavery and they brought me here, then I am indigenous automatically by default to this land. I am sovereign. I am who my ancestors told me I am. I am who history and what's the word I'm looking for? Archaeology. Sociology, we traced ourselves through history, archaeology, and biblical writings. We traced ourselves to this land. Now, they brought some black people here that they had got from Africa to do work for them as they came and as they built their colony up. Not build it up, but took it over from the people who was in those 13 territories that they call their colonies. King James and the Moors and the Northern Kingdom Indians were already living there. So, they already had that coastal line covered. We have all the history books, all the records showing that King James and the Northern Kingdom and the Barbary Empire, the Moors, were going back and forth to Morocco and Europe during the Dark Ages. Right? We were not living in tents from Canada to Florida, that coastline. We were on the coastline because that was the best food source. We did not come over here and move into the interior for some dark reason where we had to cut down trees and, we stayed in the most ideal area on this continent to where we could travel back and forth, up and down on our boats. On our boats, we could travel the ocean line. We can travel the continent line on our boats. We stayed there. We had that place built up just like we were builders of Israel. We built pyramids. We built the White House. We were the builders, not the cavemen that came out of the caves, right? They were not the builders. We were the masoners, the carpenters, right? The lumberjacks, not them. They didn't know how to do none of that. They had been in the caves 1,000 years. And they could barely eat. They could barely talk until they came out of those caves by the hand of the Most High. And they looked and watched us and they learned from us. Right? They were not even good shipbuilders. Good boat builders. They learned that from us. So these people know who we are. Even so much that they swore an oath to the Constitution that they would not violate the people who they were occupying over here after we started waking up and slavery was abolished, right? They still had a big gun. It was still the Most High's will that he would use these people to chastise us until we came back to him. But as we come back to the Most High, there is a law that's set on the earth that these people and nobody else should violate another people's sovereign right to govern themselves. And they swore an oath that they would not violate our sovereign right to govern ourselves. The Constitution, right? The Declaration of Independence, Peace and Friendship Treaty. That's what common law is about in federal court. Is that when they do something to violate us, we take them to federal court. Their courts, their locational court, residential courts that they use to police people in the areas and territory where they live, they do not apply to us. They do not apply to us. Wherever they are, we are still sovereign over wherever they are. Although we don't meddle with them, and as long as they're living in their territory where they live, in their community, don't affect us, then they have the right to have dominion over wherever they live. But the problem with the police, they don't have sovereign power over people living in the land. They can't come around and police you. And I'm going to show you some videos where that's happening, and the people are in the position, lawyers and other people from their nation that are not a part of this criminal activity that they are doing, is standing up against them. There's a certain way you have to do it. If they come violating their oath of office, let's just watch a video. I'm going to stop and break it down.
719, dispatch approaching suspect. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, officer.
What is it you think you're doing here?
I'm dumping trash down.
That's illegal. This is private property. You can't be using this dumpster for your trash.
Oh, no, it's okay. My office is right here. It's not illegal. I have an office here, sir.
Your office is here. You work, and you work here.
Correct. I'm an attorney at law. That's correct. Yes.
You're an attorney.
Yes, sir. Do you need a business card or anything?
Yeah,
Need services?
yes. I need proof of this.
Would you like services or anything? Or
See, the problem right here with this is she's a Jesuit priest. She have her license from that nation. But we as sovereign people, we immediately should tell them that we are not a part of your corporation. You are breaking your oath of office. You have no right to stop me. She's going to tell him in the end, she's going to break it down in the end, what she should have said in the beginning. And what we should all say, you have no right to stop me. And if you continue on this road, then I will pursue legal charges against you, a legal claim that you are violating, you are harming me, you're taking away my not constitutional right, my sovereign rights on the earth. You have no jurisdiction over me. You're taking away my freedom when you claim you do. You're violating the human rights, the federal human rights court, that no people who occupy your land has the right with you, who has the right to come and make the sovereign people subject to them, to their laws and their jurisdiction. So just by him stating that she is breaking a law, what law? The state law don't apply to her. She's sovereign. The federal question, do colonizers, do people who occupy your land, come in your land, have the right to force sovereign people to the land, indigenous people, under their jurisdiction? That's a federal question. They do not have the right to police them, and they can't force their laws that they have for their people onto you. That's what she's doing right now. I didn't break a law. But she's claiming that she pays rent to this building is a part, and that trash can is a part of her agreement for having rent in that building. That's her argument. But her argument also is that he's breaking his constitutional right and the right that she have to be sovereign and govern herself as a sovereign citizen, and she's not a part of her. She can't argue she's not a part of his corporation because she is. She's licensed by him, but he had to recognize the fact that she pays rent for that dumpster. She's not breaking the law. But us, if that was us, if that dumpster don't belong to the state or anybody privately, any private citizen, if that law does not look how they mad now. They mad now. I think they watch, man. Call you back to back like that, and you block them, they go to another number automatically. Now, that's telemarket, that's Medicare, it's all those people, that's solicitors. But if their law don't, now, if you're not breaking on people's private property and you just come and throw your trash in their trash, they can give you a citation, probably. Because we agree not to meddle with them and go destroy their property. We agree with that. That's part of the treaties. But she can use both arguments, actually. She can use both arguments because you can denounce your citizenship or your contract with them at any time. She could denounce the fact that she's going to follow their bar association rules, and operate as defending herself against the corporation that violated their oath against her. Let's keep watching. I'm pretty sure y'all saw this video, but let's watch it.
why do you need my business?
I would like to see proof that you're an attorney because this is private property. You can't be throwing trash out there. You're breaking the law.
Okay, I would love to show you my business card. That's no problem.
You know now that he got his
1019.
Here you go, sir. Linda Jones, attorney at law, located right at this office address.
I see the Linda Jones, but I don't see the address here.
And you see how he's taking deep breaths? That's a signal to her that you're making me very uncomfortable. Now, if she's a coon, she would care more about his comfort than she do her rights, but she's not.
Sir, if you flip the card over, please. Thank you.
See all that deep breath and stuff? That's acting, man. He knows he's in trouble, and he's signaling to her, "You making me uncomfortable, or you with us, or you not?" Because she knows she's taking the bar. She got bar association, and you shouldn't be. You should pledge your allegiance. You should be pledging your allegiance to me right now. You're in our corporation. You're licensed by us. You probably have a 501c. That's what I say about your 501c3 niggas, man. You swore allegiance to them to honor the Pope and their Jesuits, their leadership and their leader. You swore an oath that you would follow their rules. You're for the organization of white supremacy. That's what you did. And you cease from being you cease from your allegiance to the Most High God, your contract, your oath with the Most High God, that we will keep your laws. When you say, "I follow your laws, Esau, I do whatever, I turn my brother into you, I'll make sure anybody got a warrant or anything on them, I'm gonna go call you on them." Anybody, you broke your oath with the Most High God. He told you do not. He dare any of y'all to go to court against your brother with these people, to these people's court. You swore an oath that you would follow his laws, and you will turn right away from his laws to follow Esau's laws. It's just some things I want to get into your heads, man. Get into your heads. Now, but another thing I want to point out, when you are dealing with a race soldier like this, you have to respect the devil. Agree quickly with your adversary. Agree means having a pleasant attitude and to let them know, "I know you got that gun on me. I know you're the devil. I know if your mindset change at any point, you feel like you are justified in deleting me, harming me, because the pride of your heart has deceived you." Let's watch her. I like her style.
Anything else I can help you with, sir? Because the sun is...
I still don't see the address.
Sir, here's the address here, please.
So he can't read. He want her to guide him, put his fingers and eyeballs on all the evidence. You trust a man like this who can't read a simple address off the back of a card? He's playing games. He see the address. Watch the game he's playing. She's getting kind of irritated too now. She's saying, "I got to stand up for myself." She's saying, "Now I'm going to have to stand up for myself," because she's an attorney. Her amygdala is working perfect. It's telling her danger. It's telling her you're in danger. He's playing games with you. You can't trust him. He's the devil. Watch.
And that's my name. Is there anything else that you need to verify that, sir? I'm trying to cooperate here.
Ma'am, I'll ask the questions. You're breaking the law right now.
Actually, I'm an attorney. I know my rights, and I'm not breaking the law. As I stated, sir, I'm a tenant at this office location.
Okay, this card doesn't prove any of that. I need to see your ID.
You don't need to see my ID, sir. I just gave you my business card.
Ma'am, don't make this any more difficult than it has to be.
Address.
There's no need to be confrontation.
Here he said, don't make this more difficult than it has to be for me. Don't make this difficult for me. I told y'all, he was making all those sounds to signal to her that you are a part of my corporation. I thought you liked us. You passed the bar. You're supposed to be for white supremacy. You're making it difficult for me. Ain't that what I told you? What he was thinking? We can read their minds, man. We have the Holy Spirit. We can read their minds. We know their motive. There's no new tricks. They are Esau. Esau passed those genes and that mindset and their characteristics. He passed it down through hundreds of generations. Maybe not hundreds of generations, but through all his children. Every Edomite has the same mindset that this man has against us because they are of their fathers, the devils, right? So she's letting him know, he's trying to make her believe that she broke a law. You have broke a law. She said, I know the law. He said, no, you broke a law. I'm white and I say so, right? That's the strategy they've been using. And he's frustrated because it's not working with her. She's not agreeing with his authority that he has in his corporation. He has no authority over her, and he don't like that. She's making it difficult because she won't recognize I'm white and I say so. If I say you breaking the law, forget the laws, forget your sovereign law, forget your God, and comply to my wicked, devilish accusations. Let's watch.
Nobody's being confrontational, sir. I'm not being confrontational.
Ma'am, you're being incredibly aggressive.
Wow.
All you're doing is...
See, so when you defend yourself and you let's see, she's preparing the affidavit that she's going to file against him in her head. And she's trying to get him to see, she's walking through all the steps where he's violating her. She's telling him that you're violating me, and he's calling it aggressive. Why? Because all the reasons I just explained. He's saying, why are you being so confrontational and escalating me, causing me to escalate to go be more aggressive to you and more get violent with you because you won't let me pin these charges on you, illegal charges, these laws. You won't comply to the laws that don't apply to you. You won't comply to the laws that don't apply to you. And you're being real nice now. I can't really grab you and do anything to you. You're being too nice to me. That's making me mad. That's the Gwendolyn spirit, right? Remember that movie Beowulf? Go watch it. Gwendolyn, that demon, heard the people of the village singing, and they were happy, and it burnt his ears. It tore his soul out, and he went and killed everybody in that gala. And he told his mother, the head demon, he said, they harmed me. They harmed me. That's what he's saying now. She is harming him by defending herself against the accusations that he's making, that she's breaking the law, and she's doing it in a nice way. And so he can't really escalate. He's on camera. He can't really escalate on her because she hadn't done anything to hurt him. But that's hurting him, that he can't escalate on her because she haven't did anything. She just won't let him push his jurisdiction on her. Let's watch.
Escalating the situation, and there's no need for any of this.
I'm escalating the situation.
Correct. I've asked you 3 times now. I need to see your ID.
I will show you my ID to verify the business card, okay? I'll do that for you.
You hate that.
Well, I don't have to, okay?
You hate
So
that.
you know that.
He hates that.
This is my name.
Let me say to you right there, he hates that she would offer more evidence to stop him from being able to charge her with a crime, give her a citation. She offered more evidence that breaks his case down. that absolutely destroys his accusations, and it absolutely destroys his case that he's trying to build against her. She's building a defense that absolutely destroys his false accusations, and he absolutely hates that she gets that ID to prove that card name on that card matches her ID with the star on it.
Verify the business card and the office address, sir. This is not illegal dumping, once again.
But the address is different on your license than it is on the business card.
Because that's a business location, sir. That's not my home address.
See again. See what those signs mean? I tried to tell y'all what those signs mean. Those means you got me again. You're making me uncomfortable. I can't get it off on you. I can't. And that's what makes them act violent toward us when we say, you don't have the right to stop me and do this to me. Because you can't explain and build your case, you're supposed to be building your case. What you're supposed to be letting him know. What she's doing is letting him know what her defense will be in a court of law. That's a lawyer knows how to do that. But she's doing it in such a way. She's doing it in such a way where he can't really put physical force on her or anything now. He's asking for evidence. He's building his case. She's saying, I have evidence to prove that that's wrong. He said, let me see it. She shows it to him. He said, shit. Shit. She got me again. That's what we have to remember. If they want to take us to jail and they will not let you offer your evidence, then go to jail, right? Go to jail. And if at the very least, all you have to do is go to jail and go to your arraignment and challenge the jurisdiction of the court. When you find out whether it's criminal or civic, you find out what jurisdiction of law he's going to challenge you under common law, or admiralty, or maritime law, or military jurisdiction. When you find that out, you can if they tell you, you can dismiss the case, and then you can challenge their jurisdiction also. If they got you gonna charge you under, take action against you under maritime or military, then that's contract law. They have to have a contract proving you broke contract with them, and that turns it into a civil case. If they are charging you under the jurisdiction of common law, then you're in the wrong court. You can have them dismiss it because they don't have jurisdiction to try to charge sovereign citizens in their little courts, their little appellate courts, city, state. It's had to be a federal court. Under the common law, under constitutional law. Constitutional law, they will always lose because they swore an oath not to impose their sovereignty from their nation, their invisible nation, invisible jurisdiction, onto sovereign citizens. That's international and worldwide law, that people occupying your land with you, other nations, cannot force sovereign citizens under their jurisdiction in court, take you to court. They have to go to a federal court with a supreme judge, and the supreme judge will bring out all the constitutional violations that they have committed. He can go to jail. He can be fined if we use that path, and which she is not using unless she have to. She can beat him the path she's going because she paid for the dumpster. She's not breaking the law. And if he continues, that's why the first thing she jumped to is, we're going to show you what her what she's claiming going to be her legal defense. Now, after she proved that she's not breaking the law, he's doing something else. She's going to show you what it is.
Yeah, this whole thing just seems very suspicious. I'll be right back. I need to run this ID.
You don't need to run my ID, sir. You don't need to. I'm an attorney, like I said. That'll be against your jurisdiction if you're trying to.
See, she took his. See what she did? She took her ID out of his hand. He didn't like that. She completely demoted him to a common citizen because he tried to force his jurisdiction on her. She's using the constitutional law. He completely tried to force his jurisdiction on her. She said that would be against your jurisdiction. Mean you can't come out of your corporation and force corporation law on citizens, on indigenous people of the land who are sovereign. We're not under your corporational laws. Your corporation is fiction. The laws are fiction when it comes to us. There are no validations. That's why.
Run my driver's license.
Ma'am, you
and I both know that, or I can tell you that right now. That's illegal what you're doing.
You just illegally took your ID.
Because you have no reason to legally stop me. I gave you my ID. I did not have to, once again.
Ma'am,
you hear what she said? You have no reason to legally stop me. Legally. You have no laws to say you can stop a sovereign citizen. You have no jurisdiction unless I'm harming somebody, we give you that permission, that sovereignty, that if we're harming one of your citizens, you can stop it. If we're harming their property, you can stop it, call our courts, whatever, take us to your jail, and then we'll come, then our people will come and get us. We'll pay the fine or whatever, or you basically should let us go. If just for throwing some trash in somebody else's dumpster, if the people don't call and tell you, hey, I want, if they don't go down and say, hey, I've got pictures of this woman throwing trash in the dumpster, that's no reason to call the police. All you have to do is take the pictures and then go file that's a civil case. You violate my property, so, I'm charging you because you took room out of my dumpster that I use, and I had to get it dumped more often, and it cost me money. That's a civil claim. He's making it criminal. He's violating his oath of office. Let's watch.
Breaking the law. You're illegally dumping trash. Your addresses do not match up.
Yes, they do. They do match up.
Well, then you should have no problem with me running it then, if you are who you say you are.
You don't need to run my ID, sir.
And I want to show you a pattern on that, too. I got a couple other videos. They say when they come up and violate you and want to do something that's against your constitutional right, if you're innocent of the charges illegal charges that they're trying to put on you, you should let them continue their investigation there to continue to build their illegal case against you if you're innocent. If you're right and they're wrong, you should let them continue an illegal investigation to build a case against you. You should continue it now. Just don't say nothing. Let them do what they want to do. You see the wickedness of that? If they want to put you back in slavery and keep being your slave masters and force their jurisdiction over you, if you know they're wrong, then you should just let them do it. You should not stand for your rights and keep building your case against them. Right? Because they're looking for loopholes, and that's the way the court system is. When you challenge their jurisdiction, they vacate their oath of office and their seat as judges when they become lawyers and take sides with the prosecutor. The judge cannot take sides with the prosecutor. When you challenge his jurisdiction, he immediately supposed to prove to you that he has jurisdiction that this is a federal court. I'm a Supreme Court judge. This is Supreme Court, and I'm going to take action against you. I'm going to use the system of common law. I'm going to use the common law to judge you under. And this is a common law court. They got to prove this is a common law court because no other courts can be used. No other courts and their laws or whatever can be used against sovereign citizen except common law. Constitutional law. Let's watch.
Told you again, I'm a lawyer. This is my office address. I've proven that with my business card and my driver's license. This is not illegal. You have no reason to stop me.
Well, then you should have no reason for me to run your ID if you are so in fact a lawyer and this is your...
See, you hear what he said? He's still arguing, building his false case. He said, if you should have no reason for me to run your ID. I'm illegally doing all of this, and you should have no reason to defend yourself against me, breaking the law against you. Just let me do it, because I'm white and I say so. And you're making me uncomfortable. They're so used to us trying not to make them uncomfortable. They thought we was trying not to make them uncomfortable because we like them. And we love them because their skin and because that uniform or whatever, who they say they think they are. We don't see you like you see yourself. We see you as colonizers, terrorists, murderers, the killers of our family, the thieves of our heritage. We see you as their children, and they set up a system for you to continue to do what they set the system in place to do. We are supposed to push back against you. Resist the devil. He'll flee from you. That's about to happen. Resist the devil, he'll flee from you. Teaching Israelite camps what they need to know about resisting the devil in the legal system. Not twist and fight and resist. If they take it to a physical, say, hey, sir, you don't have to get physical, just take me on down and charge me with your fake charges. I'm do whatever you tell me to do because you got a gun. And I think, it'll be better for me to just go ahead and let you take me on to court, take me on downtown, and I'll settle it with your superiors. I'll settle it with them because right now you don't know the law. Either you don't know it or you think I don't know it. So, but it will be a charge, a fee. I have a fee schedule for anybody that breaks my constitutional rights, kidnap me, detain me, kidnap me, illegally arrest me. That starts at about $300,000. And it depends on whether I'm going to add on physical violence. I might have PTSD when you get through with it. You might have to pay me the rest of my life. So that's going to run into millions, man. I'm going to have PTSD. So, yeah.
Property. Because from where I stand, you're illegally dumping trash into a dumpster.
If we continue with this, sir, you're going to get sued. Is that officer I see? Badge 2322? You really want to continue this conversation with me? Knowing that I'm an attorney at law.
I mean, you haven't proven that you're an attorney.
With the business card saying attorney, that doesn't, and the ID matching, that doesn't do it for you? Or you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, officer?
Okay, ma'am, this could just be so simple. All you need to do is give me your ID and your business card back.
I'm not letting you run anything. I don't have to let you run anything. Maybe you need to go read into your law books.
Ma'am.
Instead of just the academy.
If you weren't breaking the law...
You're going to get sued, sir. This is harassment now because you're on my private property as a tenant.
1017.
You see what she said? You're going to get sued because whenever they continue, after you tell them the laws and you tell them I know the laws, I am going to use these laws against you if you continue any action against me to write me up, take me to jail or whatever, I'm going to use these laws to defend myself against you. You're going to lose because you know the laws. You know you're violating your oath of office. When you violate your oath of office, whatever authority he had, it immediately descend, and now he's just a common citizen. That's Constitution. That's Constitution. Whenever they violate their laws, then they automatically disqualify themselves from the authority they had with their organization. If they had any authority over you, violating your constitutional laws, it immediately descend them from any constitutional rights. He had no constitutional right to violate, try to force a sovereign citizen, or not a citizen, a sovereign person, indigenous people, under his corporate laws. The moment he did, according to the Constitution, he's no longer a police officer. So now he's just a common citizen harassing her. That's what she's saying. You're a common citizen harassing me. You can't represent your corporate, your organization to say I'm violating them. The reason why you did it because I'm violating. You can't stand in as a citizen, make a citizen arrest because you have no authority. I'm not breaking the law. You have no authority anymore. You're not a police officer. Now you are a terrorist. You have the right to sue a terrorist. That's what we know. That's what we got to realize. They say you can't sue a police officer, right? You have to sue the company he works for. They got in somewhere, they got that law mixed up saying you can't sue the police, you got to sue the state. Ain't no such thing as the state. There's no such thing. You can't sue a corporation unless you are a corporation. We are not corporation, we are humans. And the fact that when he violate, is in the Constitution, it's in common law. When he violates your rights, then he no longer works for them. He's a common citizen. So you can sue the police officers that violate your constitutional right because they descend to a common citizen. That's the Constitution. That's the way the rule works. They're no longer a part of that organization. Now, that part of the organization might pay for his defense. That's all they can do. We don't want no money. We want everything, to throw the book at him, to teach these people that they can't descend to common citizens and still harass you and violate you, kill you, shoot you. All the police shootings, they should be locked up, deported, even the death penalty, because the moment they shot that person in the back or violated his constitutional rights, they were common terrorists. And that's the thing that they're hiding from you. But you could win that argument in court easily if everybody stood on that, right? If everybody stood on that. He knows she will stand on that if he keeps pushing her. Let's watch.
And it made me, call whoever you need to call because you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I don't know if it's racism. I don't know what you have going on, a bad day. I'm not sure, sir, but you need to go.
None of that is relevant to what's going on here.
It's very relevant because
She said it's very relevant. The racism, him having a bad day means he can't control, he won't follow his office policies, all of that. Regardless of, it could be all of that. And it's all relevant when you violate somebody's constitutional rights, you break your oath of office, you descend, you just fired yourself. What do you mean? It's not relative. It's all relative.
sitting here harassing me at my workplace while I'm taking out my trash where I pay for have my office space.
Okay, none of that has been proven. I do have an ongoing investigation right now that I just got called on.
My business card. I've given you my business.
Now you see, she ran it all down to him. What she gonna use against him in court? And now he said, "Well, none of that's been proven." Meaning, I'm still right, but I'm a leave not cause you didn't prove your case and beat me on the streets, out of the court, in the media. You beat me, and you just proved that I, am a terrorist. That I've descended to a citizens. I no longer have the protection of the so-called state, the corporation. No dead entity can bring charges against you. So the state cannot bring charges against a live person. She's a live person standing there. He can't say he represents the state. Who is he representing? He's not even representing anybody anymore because he descended to a common citizen. The state cannot people cannot represent the state, the corporation, in court. Why? Because to bring charges against a live person, you have to be able to stand there with a written affidavit explains along with a living body showing hurt how she hurt the state. And you gotta be able to stand there, state. The state gotta be able to stand there and talk. And another thing about bringing charges and affidavit and all of that explaining, you gotta explain how they hurt you. Third party can't do it. The prosecutor can't stand for the state. And if you harm the state through breaking a contract, then you still have to take it to a higher court. The state can't be prosecutor, injured party, and the judge in his claim against you. You can't bring action and be all of those people. That's a conflict of interest. You can't be the prosecutor and the injured party and the judge at the same time. You got to have somebody else to oversee the action. Okay, let's keep watching.
This card. I've showed you my ID and verified that's the name. This is my office. Would you like to come inside?
Okay, ma'am. I'm going to let you off on a warning.
You have no choice but to let me off on a warning. Because you need a warning yourself. Keep it going.
I have an ongoing investigation I need to tend to.
I bet you do.
We're going to leave this as a warning today.
That sounds great. That sounds great. You have a great day.
He got the hell out of here.
Finish it.
All right. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, he got the hell out of there. Fair use. I want to say fair use. 1976 Fair Use Act. Let me see. I want to get a thumbnail of her. Okay. All right. So, all praises to the Most High again. This is, I hope I help somebody. You got to figure this out. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm showing you how to think and how the system works. You have to go back and do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Don't come back and say, I tried what you said in the video and I still got locked up, beat up and everything. You have to study. You have to understand law. And you have to present yourself right. And you have to have it all right. So you got to go study my videos, study other videos. You got, talk to different people that know the law. And not only that, you trial and error, right? You got to try this stuff out, man. And a lot of us, you ain't going to try it out and, just hearing about it and go try it out. No, it's trial and error. Now, the first legal thing I did against this false system is I gave them all the child support back. I take care of my kids. They love me. I'm still taking care of giving them money, getting them out of jams, financial jams. But that child support is illegal. And I claimed and that they violated my due process. And they removed all the back child support. They apologized. They sent me all my titles. They confiscate your titles to your cars and stuff. And I think I was $40,000 behind, according to them. And I proved that there was never a meeting of the mind that I would pay money back that they gave, the state gave to the 4D courts, because you got to pay the courts to even, preside over your case. And, you have to, what's that guy, our man, the child support destroyer, 4D destroyer. You go watch him, man. He's in, I got him in my playlists and stuff. You go look at my playlists, and he's all down through there. And he taught me that this system, just looking at him and the Moors and just understanding, reading books and understand that this system have no jurisdiction over us. They're just a corporation. Ain't that what the Pope wrote and told President Obama? That he was not a president, he was the CEO over a corporation. See, they give you bits and pieces, and you have to understand, first of all, that God gave us all dominion over our own lives. They admitted that we were free, right? They freed slavery is illegal because everybody is God's creature and we are free. So now they can't come back with a system and say, well, wait a minute, we don't know if we're gonna free y'all or not. We're gonna hold y'all with these laws and Jim Crow laws. We're gonna if y'all don't know you free and don't know how to defend yourself like she did, like all of us should know. And, we're gonna have these race soldiers out here and they're gonna kill you if you don't comply. If you try to defend yourself with them, they might get uptake, and do something to you don't want. So just go to court. The judge gonna plead not guilty. You understand? Yes, I understand. You don't. You don't understand nothing. And I have a video on that too. When you go before your arraignment, you never make a plea. You never make a plea until you find out what type of case or type of action that's going to be brought against you, civil or criminal. What jurisdiction they going to take action under you, common law, because the Constitution only allows for two jurisdictions, common law or maritime law, which is their corporate law if you're part of a corporation. Constitutional law is common law. That's based on the Constitution. Those are the only two jurisdictional actions they can take on you. And if you're a sovereign citizen, they have no jurisdiction. If you're a sovereign indigenous people of this land, you are not saying that they brought you over here. If they did, you are still sovereign you're still sovereign because you're sovereign everywhere you go. Israelites are sovereign everywhere you go. Now, if you go into somebody's country and try to enforce your law, you're not going to get away with it. But you in your own land, you are sovereign in your own land. Right? But according to God, he made the earth for our sake, and they know that. So you got to remember, that's what they're doing when they force their jurisdiction on you. They're saying we don't care about God. We're going to force you to do what we tell you to do. That's slavery again. That's been abolished. And if you know that, then you know whenever you challenge their jurisdiction, saying, who gave you the right to force your jurisdiction over me? They cannot come back with that because slavery's been abolished. It's not godly. And the courts of humanity, they have a warrant on Benjamin Netanyahu for genocide, and they have a warrant on Donald Trump because they are forcing their jurisdiction and shooting us down in the back. They have a warrant on him and any president of the United States that violate that Constitution. They have a warrant on every one of them that did it, especially the ongoing president. If they don't recognize that they do not have sovereignty over us, then and give us our inheritance back. They don't control. They're not supposed to be treating us like children. They are belligerent trustees. And if they don't recognize that, then they are brought up with charges from China, Russia, all the other sovereign nations. The court, they have a court that has jurisdiction on all the other nations when they violate human rights. Okay, so all praise to the Most High. I was going to show you these other videos, but it might take too long. Let me see. I'm going to show you this one.
Here is Orlando police pulling over the wrong one.
You're good. What agency you with?
I'm the state attorney.
This is Aramis Ayala, the first black state attorney elected in the state of Florida.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before. I'm sorry? Yeah, we're good now.
So it was.
We ran a tag. I've never seen it before. A Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before. So that's the reason for the stop.
Befuddled with the officer's reason.
So he's saying we ran your place and no identity came back. Nothing came back. Right? So he said that's why we stopped you to see who you was, because it didn't identify your place. Don't identify anybody. So here's her next question.
Ask a simple follow-up.
What was the tag run for?
I'm sorry?
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's at traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars are stolen and that sort of thing. Also, the windows were really dark.
So when he ran the tag and it didn't come back stolen, nothing came back, he's saying, let's keep investigating her. Let's see if we can get her to agree to our jurisdiction. When he found out she was a state attorney, then he found out she'll never agree to our jurisdiction. We're just going to keep descending from where we think we are. We're going to descend to common citizens instead of police with authority on the earth.
I don't have a temp measure, but
You can see Ayala smirking, because she knows what's up.
that's another reason for the stop.
You guys have cards on you?
Yeah, 1 second. Actually, this isn't my car, but I can write my name down if you'd like. What's your employee number? 57. Ready. There you are.
So she got his credentials, and he's like, oh, shit. Oh, shoot. I just descended to a common citizen. She can do what she wants to. She can deport me. She can make me pay fines. I better get the hell out of here.
Have a good day.
Yikes. Okay, let's discuss what we
Yikes.
saw in this video.
Yikes.
Firstly, this event garnered national attention from CBS News to CNN.
Why did he say yikes? If he was right and you can just run anybody plates. And if you don't like what you see, you can just stop them. They ain't broke a law yet. Their car's not stolen. No, now you can investigate people to see, okay, let me get your ID to see if you doing anything illegal, to investigate you when they have no reason to investigate you, right? And they're going to show you what he did wrong. CNN, fair use.
Ayala has sparred in the past with Senator Rick Scott, a staunch Trump ally who presented the insurrectionist ex-president with a participation trophy. CNN wrote after she announced in March that she no longer intends to pursue the death penalty. Governor Rick Scott removed her office from 21 first-degree murder cases, including the trial of accused police killer Mark Keith Lloyd. The move prompted an ongoing lawsuit about whether Scott's decision.
See, the governor removed these death penalty cases from her office when she said she's not going to pursue the death penalty. The governor went in and took all those cases from her, right? So this is Trump and white supremacy working. Let me get up here.
You said, just come here.
Okay, this is another illegal stop. This man, he knows his rights, but he don't really know them. But he should be afraid because he don't know what their motive is. He's going to resist arrest. But he does it all in the wrong way. Whenever you have devils stopping you illegally, descending to common citizens, which are terrorists, you have to be very careful. You have to immediately move into the spirit that the Bible told us to agree with our adversaries. They have become full-fledged devils when they descend. When they descend into common citizens, and they leave their oath of office. When they leave their office, that means they left their jobs, they have no checks and balances, and they have become full-out devils on you. That means it's time for you to agree with your adversary. You are at danger. He knows this, but he don't know how to operate in this. Once he saw this, he see the violence. He see them leaving their laws and their checks and balances. He know they're breaking the law, but he's cool as long as they don't put him in that car. And once they start putting handcuffs on him and locking him and throwing him in the car, you don't know what they're going to do to you then, because they are devils at that point. They don't work for the police force no more. They don't work for the government no more. Their government, so-called government. They violate your constitutional rights. If they'll do that, knowing the trouble that they're in, how do you know they're not mad at this police force or somebody and say, well, I'm going to go out and kill one of the sovereign indigenous people? How they going to like that? I'm going to get them back. Let me go out here and kill a bunch of sovereign people. You don't know. So watch what he goes through.
I'm trying to figure this out, man.
Working out? Are you serious?
You what?
I'm working out. I'm doing a run.
Dude, I just got a call for family violence.
Dude.
What's your name, dude?
I'm not giving you my name.
See, he didn't get a call. They saw a man jogging. They said, what he running from? Let's go stop him and harass him. Man, come on. They immediately left their oath of office. They immediately turned into devils out here. When you got them jump out and give you a lame excuse like that and turn into a devil and violate you straight out like that, he should have been scared.
You're working out.
Okay, if that's all it is, I just
let
need
me
to get
go.
your name. That's not. I need to know your
I'm not
name.
giving you my name. I don't have to give you my name.
The San Antonio Police Department pulled this on an innocent man.
Okay, why are you acting like this, man?
Because I'm working out and you're bothering me. I'm being bothered on
Because
fucking
you
normal
match
run.
the description of
I don't
somebody that
care
just
what
took your
description.
girl.
I don't care what description. I just want to do my damn run.
I need to know what's your name.
Damn, dude. Do a damn run.
All I need to know is any kind of information you got.
I don't have any information to give to you. I'm on the run.
What's your name then?
You're not getting that information.
Okay, well then you're going to be detained right now, okay?
Okay, for what?
For being a suspect in family violence.
He didn't expect that. He didn't expect them to just leave their oath of office, become insubordinate to their office and their policies, because, you know, he stood on business. He's like, I know my rights. I don't even have to bother with y'all. I've seen a million videos. I know the law. You just gonna sit here and talk and leave. It's not gonna go no farther. But you see, this guy here has made in his mind, the hell with the Constitution, the hell with these people's rights, the hell with their God. I'm God on the earth. When they do that, you get scared, man. You get scared. You're supposed to start talking like a coon, nice as you can. Build his ego up again until you can get him in court. Build his ego up again. You're never supposed to act like this man has had his attitude toward these devils. You can't do the devil like that, man. Because you surviving is how comfortable you make him feel. Right? But he didn't think he had to do that. And just show you a little more. You see who else is in there? You see the coon is in there, right?
Who you are. Okay. I'm gonna put you in the back of my car, okay? Since you want.
Now you see that race soldier over there, the coon, the taskmaster. He got a mask on. You know they up to no good, man. They might even be jump out boys and, you know, robbers and stuff like that. You know, tell them where they know him from. You know, they might be harassing him. I'm not saying anything that he's doing it. He's an illegal player or anything like that, a ball or nothing. But that might be the business they in. You know, because evidently they think they can get away with this. But I'm going to show you the outcome of this.
Act like
No, I'm gonna be right here.
No, you're not. You're going back in my car.
I want to sit right here. I didn't do anything. I want to sit right down in the grass.
You're going to go in the car. You want to be acting like
Why?
this.
I'm not acting anyway.
All I need to know is your name.
That's
That's
it.
it.
To you. I'm just.
Now, how is knowing his name going to eliminate him from the suspicions that they have? Do they know the name of the suspect that they're pursuing, that they claim he fit the identity of, the description of? Do they know his name? If they know his name, then they can pull him up. They can pull him up on their web and see his identity and see that this man is not him. So we know this is all a ploy just to get him in this car for some reason. Let's see.
Come on. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. Quit making this difficult.
Quit making my kidnapping you difficult. These devils, man. The brother should, that's why I say it's best to keep yourself. You can get them on, they're descending from the hierarchy when they violate when they stop you. You know, you tell them the law, you tell them they're violating you, you tell them how you're going to defend yourself if they give you time. You say, well, I'm not going to give you my identity or nothing. You're going to have to go ahead and lock me up on false charges, and I'll defend myself with the court. But I'm not trying to defend I gave you my defense. Now, if you overlook that, you overstep, you descend from your hierarchy to a lower citizen, to a mere citizen, so meaning you have no right to pursue and harass me because you don't work for them no more. Because their policy is that you swore an oath and you have to go by company policy. Once you said forget that, then you don't work for them. Now you're on your own. I can sue you. But now that I know that you're acting like a criminal, you can lock me up, whatever, do what you want to. I'm not gonna resist you because you're not in your right mind. I don't care. Ain't no way you gonna get out of them handcuffs and stop them from putting you in that car. If they are mad at you, it's best to just, you ain't gonna get out there. You ain't gonna get out of their grip, so why wrestle? You just making them madder, man. Get in there and try to reason with them. If not, then maybe it's just your time to die, man. It's your time to go. The Most High might be making a martyr out of you. But if they got cameras on you, however you can agree with your adversary to stop him from thinking, okay, he's taking my ego, he's lowering my ego of myself. He's lowering me down from that ego on that high mountain to down here on his level. He's saying I don't have rights over him. I don't have power over him. I'm going to show him I got physical power, if nothing else. You don't want to ever put them devils in that position, man. Because you see what they will do.
Get in the car, man! Get in the car now! Quit fighting!
And when they're hollering at you like that, they're signaling to the public that you are a thug, a bad person, a criminal. And the next action, if he shoots you, then he had the right, and he's gonna have witnesses. Well, they was wrestling with him. Oh, and he must have got hold of their gun, and they had to shoot him. You know, he was wrestling with them. So you never want to wrestle with them, because when he start hollering out, he's signaling to the public, I might have to do something a little more, to subdue him. I might have to shoot him. He's got a gun. That's what. That's another signal that, hey, we got to kill him. Quit wrestling with me. That means you trying to take my gun. To the public. He's talking to the public now around. We're going to show you what the public thinks about him.
Hey!
Okay. We're getting ready to go. It's some people. There's some people that's standing in this shopping area. They have an office, and they're recording this. You see the police, their body cams are gone now. So it was some people that were standing out there recording all of this. It wasn't the body cam you was looking at. And we get to see their response.
Horrendous stuff, and then this happens.
I'll talk to you guys outside, but I didn't like what he was doing.
Why? What was I doing that?
That's my opinion. I'm a lawyer. You can leave my business, please, so I have to call the real cops. I don't like the way he handled that gentleman who minded his business job.
You hear what he said? He would have to call the real cops, meaning that they're violating this guy's sovereignty, forced them in a position of mere citizen. They are no longer police officers for whatever police force that is. They're no longer employed with them. Matter of fact, their visa to this country could be revoked. They could have to start at $10,000 fine for each violation. And, and jail time. And or deportation. And if they had deleted him from life, then they would be subject to this death penalty that Trump and this governor is so in favor of. But let me hear him say it again. I'm going to have to call the real police officer.
This stuff, and then this happens.
I'll talk to you guys outside, but I didn't like what he was doing.
Why? What was I doing that?
That's my opinion. I'm a lawyer. You can leave my business, please, so I have to call the real cops. I don't like the way he handled that gentleman who minded his business jogging.
Stuff, and then this happens.
I'll talk to you guys outside, but I didn't like what he was doing.
Why? What was I doing that?
That's my opinion. I'm a lawyer. You can leave my business, please, so I have to call the real cops. I don't like the way he handled that gentleman who minded his business jogging. Even if he didn't fit a description, that's the norm that you guys use. I didn't like what he did. So
Okay,
I'm already telling you, I'm already going to be a witness against this gentleman. I already sent this to all the news stations. The mayor knows about it.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay, sir. You have your ID with you?
Look, I'm a lawyer, man. I don't have to cooperate whatsoever with you. If you want to take me in, please do.
They run into a
See
lawyer
that? You see
and try
that?
pulling.
You see what he did? Take me to court. I'll defeat you, and I'll defeat you. The judge, he's gonna be in the same position you do if he take the prosecutors. If they get a grand jury to take your side, then the whole system is corrupt, and we'll prove that. No grand jury is gonna take a citizen's. You still trying to in a citizen. You in a citizen, mere citizen role, acting like a police. You're impersonating an officer. You are impersonating an officer. That's what he's going to kill you with that. That lawyer's going to kill you. Take me to court. He knows it, and those police officers know that they have violated, they have descended, and now they are impersonating officers.
The "you got ID on you" shtick.
1 second, please.
And the claims that I just made are real. They can be used as evidence. They can be used as violations, because a violation on the book saying if you are not a police, then you can't pose as a police. And the claim that forces him out of being a police is that when he violated in common law, in constitutional law, that's where the court is going to have to go to. That when you violate your oath of office, then you are no longer under that oath. You are no longer employed with them. You are a common citizen again. And then when you say you got that uniform on, you should have went and took that uniform on, stop investigating, because you're posing as an officer, a police officer, when you're not.
All right, so we are recording this live because I don't trust the cops whatsoever. Sorry, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to provide you any information, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, what's your name?
Do not cooperate. I'm a lawyer.
And I understand you have video of what happened earlier, sir?
Yep, posted live on Facebook for everybody.
What's the Facebook account it's posted on?
I'm not providing you any information.
And your birthday, ma'am?
So you see why he wanted the Facebook account, so they can go in and cancel it out, right? That's why they give them no information where they can't go in, and they can go in. He can go back to his crooked ass, I don't want to call them the people that's over him. I don't want to, I don't want to promote them at all, because he think he can go back to them, and and people over him can get those accounts locked up. Then he thinks that. That's why he's trying to get their information so they can go stop those videos and stop people from seeing them. But you see, we see it, right? We're looking at it. Okay? But that's their plan. You see how dumb these little demons are, man? But they've been getting away with this. All any of us have to do is act like that lawyer, that state lawyer, and that other lawyer. We can't mimic the behavior of that young black man, that citizen. We can't mimic that, because that gives them the right. That gives them the idea that they can escalate and say you escalated, and they use force on you, because that force is always scary, man. That force will make you change your mind. They drop the charges on you, and you take off running. Once they cage your animal, you cage your animal and carry it around, put it in your truck, let him know you got him caged. He realize, hey, I'm captured. And you open that cage, he take off running, they ain't gonna look back. They using the same strategy on us, man. When they lock you up and claim that jurisdiction over you, ask you, do you understand? We're gonna plead not guilty for you. When they make a plea for you, when that's illegal. All those judges that made a plea for all the people that, I'm gonna count you not guilty first. That was he left his oath of office. He violated the Constitution and he descended. He was no longer a judge. He he acted as an attorney, so he can't be a judge and an attorney over the same case at the same time. Watch this, though. We'll finish it up.
Do I have to give you my
You do not.
Okay. You want your card back, ma'am?
No, okay.
Okay. All right. You guys have a good day, okay?
So for those of you watching, the first guy that went out the door, he's the one that beat up on the black guy who was outside just jogging, minding his own business. He's the one that escalated and shoved the guy in the car and beat him up.
Citizens who witness their criminality know their rights.
All right. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. So, yeah, fair use. We'll use this video for teaching purposes. Fair Use Act 1976. Allowances have been made for fair use. This is to teach our nation something that they're not doing. They're supposed to be teaching us, not violating us, that we're free in what we should not accept based on the Constitution law, God's law, international court laws, our sovereignty. We should know what that is. We should know no other nation has sovereignty over us in our sovereign land. Right? Possible spam. They called me 78 times yesterday. And they are selling your information. Google is selling your information to all these marketing entities. Medicaid is a marketing entity. It is for profit. Although they collect, even though they collect from the government, they are still selling a service. All praise to the Most High in Christ.